Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. I'm here with Jeff Hatcher. Jeff is as far as I know, you're not a comic book creator. You're not a comic book artist or writer.
That's
You're just
correct.
a guy like me, a super fan, and you were one of the first people to subscribe to my channel. You helped me out. Jeff helped me out when I didn't know what I was doing. So this is all his fault. And we practiced a few times doing live chats. So now I figure, why not? Let's have a
Yeah,
live chat. You're gonna
we
do
can.
a back issue bonanza.
Correct. So yeah, I've been following you for a while now. I collect quite a few things. Been collecting a long time. We're not that far apart in age. I think you're a few years older than me. I'm in my early 50s, but another one of your subscribers actually is the one that turned me on War Duke. He comments
Yeah.
on your stuff. He's an
Ward
old.
is here right now. He just said hello.
Yeah, of course. He's an old friend of mine. I've known him 45 years.
Okay.
Um, but and we've
Coffee
been
for Ward.
there you go. We've been buying comics for a long time, but um, I do still collect some Marvel and DC. Not nearly as much as I used to. But I since your channel and really is what set me over on my latest path. I have actually had a lot more fun going back and getting.
Is that why your wife has been calling me yelling?
Correct. Yeah, you think your back issue, you got problems. You should see this stack of books. We're not even gonna get to it all, but
Could you see
I
this?
yeah,
That's a stack of
I
two
know,
read, and then I got a
I know.
spinner rack over here,
I've
and then
seen
I
your
got
vid. I
22
know
boxes in the back.
it's insane. But no, I got like I said, I have more fun going back and filling in holes and
Yep.
collecting older stuff than I do the new stuff. Silver Age, Bronze Age, all that stuff. But yeah, I get most of my books that I buy, the older stuff. I do have a local shop that has some places around me that has some decent back issues, but I get
What's the name of your store? Let's give your store a
it.
shout out.
It's called Comic Heaven. He's been around a long time in our area. I'm in Ohio, but he's got some books. But I buy a lot of books on eBay, and I use an app
Fortunately,
called
so do I.
yeah, and I use my comic shop a lot too.
Yep.
But and I'll get to that in a second because that's part of the reason I have such a massive stack of books. They had a sale. You and I first talked. I think it was back in March when we decided to do this. And and you said to me, "Hey, don't keep those aside. We'll go over." And I haven't put them in my collection yet. They've been sitting out, so it's grown.
First, I
Well,
want to say thank you because I
yeah.
postponed you for other people that just could only talk on a specific day, and you was so thank you for that.
Yeah, well, so the problem is though is my comic shop had a sale, which they don't often have. It was like 20% off, and they had a ton of books in like a dollar sort of bin, and I got a lot of stuff, more so than I normally would, but lately I've been using something called it's called What App, where they do these auctions online, and I really like that because unlike eBay, there's no sniper bidding. If somebody bids with like 2 seconds to go, the clock jumps back up. So everybody still has a chance. And it's
Oh, okay.
usually, yeah, it's nice. And the shipping is way less. So I've been using that. I find people I
That's
follow
all
and
I need to know is another way to buy
yeah,
comics. Thank you.
yeah. But
Coworker sent
anyway,
me Hip Comics.
yeah. What's that? Oh,
A coworker sent me
oh,
another website called Hip Comics, and
okay.
they send you text messages all day long of
Yeah.
I had to block it as spam. It's
Yeah.
just driving me crazy.
I can't, yeah. But anyways, but yeah, I don't I can't remember the first book I had. I do know I bought a lot of stuff at 7-Eleven and spent a lot of time in there. When you weren't playing video games, you were looking at the spinner racks and stuff. So um anyways, I guess I'll go through some of these books. Some of these I bought, like I said, on this app called What App. So, for example, this was a book I got. This is Moon Knight. This is a bookshelf edition. So it's a little thicker than a comic. It's like bound. It's not stapled. This is from the early 90s. So something like this was maybe, I think I paid a couple bucks for it. It was up for bid. And, the shipping is very reasonable.
Is that reprints or is that original
No,
material?
no, this is an original story. Yeah, you can actually get this on, like I said, a lot of stuff I look at, my comic shop, or I'll look online to see what it's actually worth. But
So what's
I
the
just
official
figured
title of that? If I was to look that up.
it's called Divided We Fall.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a one shot. I think it's like 92 or something like that, maybe.
Okay.
But that was one. So um this dollar sale that my comic shop had, I got this series. There's 6 issues. Okay. It's called Sea Dragon.
Oh, okay.
I got these for $1. I think they're only like $2 or $3 maybe normally.
What company is that?
This is Elite. It's called Elite Comics. Um,
So far, you 2 for 2. I don't have any of those. I don't have either of them.
okay. So this guy, I mean, it's your typical, whatever, nuclear accident. I haven't read these yet, but the suit gets fused to him. He can breathe underwater. Strength, endurance, all that stuff. So 6-issue series, but yeah, Sea Dragon. So
Cool.
it's
Is that magazine sized?
no, they're regular comics.
Okay, it looked bigger.
No,
Okay.
regular comic size. Yeah, I mean, he kind of looks like a creature from the Black Lagoon. I guess I can show a couple of these real quick. If I had an easel, which I do, I'd be having these on the lip, as you like to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like I said,
Oh, cool.
totally available on via my comic, Lone Star, whatever you want to call it. So there was that. Okay, this is a cool one I got. There's only 2 of these. This is Gold Key, right? The owl.
Okay.
This is actually a Jerry Siegel script. Superman guy. So this is a late 60s, maybe, I want to say. I can't remember, but
Yeah, I don't have any. I think I have maybe a
yeah,
handful of Gold Key comics that I
yeah,
somehow got from other people.
same here. And I don't, I think I might have a Tom and Jerry one somewhere too. But this is the second issue. I think there was only 2, and the first issue is not that expensive. It can be had for
Cool. The owl. That's good, right now.
relatively cheap. Yeah, the
You got
owl.
all stuff that I don't have. I mean, I've never even
Okay.
heard of the owl. I've
Yeah.
never heard of Sea Dragon. I love Moon Knight, so I'm like, oh man, how did I miss
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
In '92, I was full on into comics. Maybe I have it. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, this was a cool. This is
Yeah.
actually the first meeting of Batman and Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I got that. That's a great series.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I buy books for reasons like other than I don't collect them. Like Swamp Thing isn't a title that I actively collect
Oh, really? That's
or
one of my.
did. Yeah, I know. I like the character. Don't get me wrong. I have to draw the line somewhere, but I do like if it's a cool cover and a cool character. Sometimes I'll pick up the book, and if I find out later it's a self-contained story, maybe I'll get the issues, in front or behind.
That's a
But
good one. Good one.
yeah, and actually, I do have one other Swamp. I might as well do this. I know you showcased issue 50,
Yeah, was that
not that
49?
long ago. Yeah, this is 46
Okay.
with the Justice League Dark sort of characters in there. But yeah, I have some of those books. I do have that issue, but I did not have this one. This is
That
one of those books I got on the app. Yeah, he's a great character. I love Swamp Thing.
That's such a great story.
Yeah.
I did that. I did 50 on a Sunday Comics. I can talk about that comic
Yeah,
for
I know.
hours.
Yeah, you were. I know. So this is one of the ones that was on the stack there. Oh, there, I see it now. So I've been going back and trying to get some of these. This is mostly the Adam Strange made his first appearance in this series. So some comic series I collect, I actually go in reverse. I'll get some later issues and I go backwards. Don't ask me why, but this is one of those series I'm working my way back. Hawkman was in a lot of the early issues of this stuff. And Adam Strange and him, it's kind of like a 2-in-1 sort. They would split stories. So
What number is that?
this is number 89. So
Okay.
yeah.
And what year did that come out?
This is there's a stamp on the front. It says 72, but I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I don't know. I don't know enough.
Yeah, but the Mystery in Space, these are hard to find. In even like decent. I'm not looking. By the way, all these books are going into my. I don't resell. Every book I buy is for me.
Yeah,
I'm not looking to.
You're not a
Yeah.
speculator here.
No. I don't do
I
any.
told you I opened up a 8.5 CGC to Avengers #4 because I wanted that comic in my collection.
I've
You know?
done that before. I've actually found cheaper people selling CGC books cheaper. I actually cracked open a Green Lantern book. It was the first appearance of Star Sapphire. I didn't
Okay.
care. Yeah, I mean, I knew it when I bought it. I was going to do it. Um, so Marvel Team Up is one of the
Oh,
series
that's a good one.
I go back and collect. This is the first annual. This issue's got a lot going on in it. I Some of these things are. This may be one of the earlier meetings. I'm not saying it's the first, but with Spider-Man and the X-Men and stuff. But I have a pretty good run of this series. I'm trying to complete it. So I got I might even have some more of those. New books. So this is a fairly new series. Blue Book.
Yeah, I
Um,
stumbled upon that. I got the first
yeah,
issue, and I got the fourth issue pre-order, so I got to get issue two
yeah,
and three. I really like it.
I did too. I read the first couple issues, and this is the next. This is issue 3 and 4. These I get from DCBS.
Yes, I get that
Yeah,
too. I
yeah,
don't know why. I sometimes I wonder if they throw in extra comics or if I order stuff in a trance.
yeah. I
But
I I,
I'm
I know
glad I
what you
got it.
mean.
I
Yeah,
really do like it.
I like it too. Now this one, I only picked these up because it's Starlin, but I have to say, I read the first issue. I wasn't too impressed. This Order and Outrage.
Yeah, I ordered it too because it's Starlin. Yeah,
Yeah, and I did too, and I'm gonna stick with it because it's only 4. But I after the first issue, I was like, yeah, but
yeah. I didn't read it.
it's
A
yeah.
4 issue series these days, I kind of wait for them all to come out
I'm
because
hoping
I
it gets
can't remember
better.
all the details.
I hope it gets better. The Expanse. I don't know if you ever watched the show. This is a 12
No,
issue series. I'm gonna try
never read
this
the
too.
books. Never watched the
Yeah,
show.
this is Boom Studios. So, couple issues of these, but like I said, these are I'm willing to give these things a shot because with the discount on with DCBS, it's I'm more willing to take a flyer on stuff. But
And my goal every month is to spend less and less on comics.
yeah, you're right, and it's
I'm failing miserably, but I'm trying.
yeah, I know. Um,
Oh, there you go.
yeah,
X-Men
first appearance
130
of Dazzler. Yeah, this is 130. This is
130. Right.
I think this is right in the beginning of the Dark Phoenix saga, but
No,
yeah, I'm trying.
it's old. Dark Phoenix. Yes. It's right there.
Yeah, it's right. I think it's right near the beginning of it. But yeah, this is the first appearance of Dazzler is
Right.
in here.
And
And this is one I
just as Disco is ending, Marvel catches on to it.
yeah, well,
My
that's
favorite line in that comic is, "I know zilch about Disco, but this girl is good."
okay. These two books I picked up on like I said, on that app called What App. Sometimes they have, they'll sell a couple of books. So this is Silver Surfer 34 and 35.
Yeah, it's a good series.
Yeah, this is actually I want one of these is I believe is this prelude to the Infinity Gauntlet. But what's interesting, okay, so this is the book right here. This is issue 34. This is actually the first appearance of Thanos since like 1970 whatever. Like he was out of Marvel Comics for a long time.
Well, he was killed, if you
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, and this was his first, sort of this was I forget what year this book is. This is a second series. I mean, it was quite a while. It was in the eight. Actually, this might even be later than that, but because one was Infinity Gauntlet. This is a 5-part prelude story. So this has got to be like 1990, I'm guessing. I mean,
Probably.
that's a long time for Thanos to be absent. But yeah, I got these two books for like maybe $3, and I'm like,
Adam Warlock, he turned him into stone and left him on his ship, to
okay,
drift. Yeah,
but
that was Marvel 2-in-1 annual number 2.
okay.
Yeah.
Another hole I had in my Marvel team up. Yeah, just Spider-Man and Hulk are my two favorite Marvel characters. I have probably the most comics of those two characters. But I do like Marvel team ups.
Yeah, Marvel team ups are fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that was I
That
don't
was
know
Chris Claremont before the X-Men. That.
correct.
Yeah.
I no, here's another. I guess here's another. I get the last. This might be the last new book. So this is a King Kong series. This is
What company?
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Yeah, first issue. there's a bunch of covers. This is like you. I generally shoot for the A cover,
Yeah,
but
I get the A cover. I'm
yeah,
not supporting that nonsense.
yeah, but I'll see what I don't think it's going to be an ongoing, but I'll check it out. Like I said, I'm not. I like stuff like that.
Are you a monster movie guy?
Uh, yes. I like this. I like science fiction. Um, so if that's like the first thing, like if it's science fiction horror, like I love Alien, I love like that kind of stuff. Um,
Yeah,
I
science
like
fiction
that.
horror is such a
Yeah.
good. That what was that? Event Horizon. I love that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, even the thing, the from way back when, great. You never, but um, so this is the Green Lantern series. This is I had a bunch of these, and I got a couple issues here. This is
1992, right?
yeah. This has got all of them on there, but yeah, this is something I'm probably not going to get the whole run of, but they're not crazy expensive. And when sometimes if I'm looking to justify shipping or something on that
Yeah, you
site,
throw in a couple of dollar
yeah,
books.
exactly. And that's kind of what that was. Now here's a series I'm gonna get the whole run of. I think I forget how
Oh,
many there are,
I think there's
but
19 issues of Godzilla.
I don't know. I actually there may be more because I think I have a couple more of these in here, but um, these are surprisingly not that easy to find either.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I bought all of those just before I started doing my channel.
I mean
That's the
it's
kind of thing. I don't know why, but as a kid, I didn't want like known intellectual property. Like I didn't know the term for it,
yep.
but Godzilla wasn't part of Marvel, so I wasn't buying
No,
the comic. And if I saw Spider-Man fighting Godzilla, I'd get like pissed off. Like Godzilla doesn't exist in Marvel.
yeah. Well,
Even as a kid, I
Fantastic
knew
Four,
that they
I
were going to
think.
lose they were going to
Yeah.
lose the license, and then those stories don't matter anymore. Like the Shogun Warriors.
Oh, I love that. I have that run too. I love
Yeah,
Shogun Warriors. Battlestar Galactica was another one. I got that run, but
that's one of
Marvel
the only.
seemed
That's one of the few sci-fi series that I bought as a comic book. I don't know. I got every issue.
Battlestar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something I picked up during that dollar sale. So I showed you that one with Hawkman. So this is from like 2006 or
Yeah, that was
2000.
the 6 issue series.
This is a Mystery in Space. Yeah, it's 8 issues.
Yeah, 8 issue. Yeah, that was
Yeah, and it's
good.
with this Captain Comet, right? So I'll give this, I'll check this out. But
Yeah, that
this
was fun.
is,
I picked those
yeah,
up.
but DC limited series. It looked pretty cool. Like I said, for a buck,
Yeah.
I couldn't go wrong. Hulk 200. I just
Oh,
got
there you
this
go.
about a week ago. Yeah, this was like I said on that app. I've been using that quite a bit. Picking up stuff, and if you buy from the same seller, ultimately, you buy so many books. The shipping ends up being free after so many. Um, some of these are out of order. Here's a star. I'm putting these together. I kind of blame you for this. I had like 2 issues,
I'm getting
and
a lot blamed.
yeah, you started showing these, and if I find these at a decent price, I'll pick these up. I got this from my
Once
account.
once you get past like the first five, they're pretty
Yeah,
reasonable. What number
my
was that? 11?
12.
12.
That's number 12. Yeah. This is the Moon Knight series. These are the actual comics. This
Yeah,
is
those are good.
17 and 18. Yeah, I'm
Those are so good. Doug mentioned and
yeah,
Bill Sienkiewicz. Those are
trying
so
to
good.
trying to put a good run of those together. I have here's some Marvel 2-in-1s with the Thing. So
Oh,
this is another one I can finish. Again, I had some of these, and I will blame you because now I'm trying to go back and fill them in. I have like issues 1 to 40, and I have like 80 to 100.
you're
So
missing the whole Project Pegasus run. That was awesome.
exactly, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So I'm gonna basically go in and try to fill in as many of those as I can.
Once you get past like issue 70, some of them get real bad.
Yeah.
They're like Mighty Super Stories bad.
I like, again, like the 2-in-1s, the Marvel team ups. I like reading those because it's very easy to skip around. As a kid, you
Yeah,
wouldn't find, like you said, you go to stores and they don't always have issues every
right.
month, or those books you could read out of order, let's say, because the stories were self-contained. So
Yes.
if you missed 4 issues, you might not have really missed that much.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Rom was a surprisingly good series.
yeah, Ram is another good one. I'm definitely gonna get this whole series.
I think about 6 years ago, I reread all the
Yeah.
Mike Watson, I reread all Rom, and I was prepared to be disappointed, but they held up
Now,
really well.
yeah, Ram Warduke just sent me a link the other day. They're coming out with
And
with
yeah,
a
it was an
uh
omnibus collected of it.
yeah, collected Ram. So
And it's funny because this there's so many comic book people have never read it. You know, I
now
take it for granted because
I hope he gets his own movie. I would love to see something with Ram, but
what is that, Murder?
this is Brian Michael Bendis. I like
Murder
his detect
Incorporated, right?
yeah, he did a lot of New Avengers. He did the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff, but his um his
His own
um
stuff is excellent. When he
correct
writes other people's
powers.
stuff, like
Yeah.
I joke around saying, I wonder if he's writing other stuff bad just so people don't buy it, it gets canceled. So the only alternative is his stuff.
Did you
But
ever read
Murder Incorporated
Powers?
is excellent.
Yeah, Powers was
Powers
good.
was excellent.
Yeah, but
And
I
then
he's
I
a
was like, oh wow, he's going to the Avengers. And I
yeah.
just felt like they weren't heroes. They were like
Yep.
miserable complainers the whole time that he
His
was.
detective stuff is where he shines, if you ask
Torso
me.
was good.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, his own stuff is, I
what
is
did I
like
grab?
Powers. I really loved.
Powers was good. So this is GI Joe 100. This was one of the books as a staple when I was a kid.
Yeah, I never got GI
I
Joe.
have
I have
yep.
zero.
I've heard you mention that many a time, but this is the original run. This is issue 100. This was after I probably stopped collecting, but
It's coming back
um,
with Larry Hama.
of course.
And I think they're going to start at issue 300, and they
Oh.
continue.
uh,
I'm a little bit of Schadenfreude because Larry Hama just got a little burnt by the comic industry after like selling out the fans. It doesn't matter that they race off
well,
stuff. And then something happened to one of his stories, and he got pissed off, and people are like, you see, you know. So
yeah.
look at that. That's great. Avengers. That's a great run.
First appearance of Hellcat. Yeah. So
I can't see the number. I'm going to guess 134.
it is. Oop, let me slide it over. 144.
Oh, okay. I was off by 10. All right.
Yeah. So
Got you
she's got a new series out right now. There's a series out called Hellcat. So I actually have that coming from DCBS.
She's
So
a character that I was always fascinated with because, that she's a perfect example of less is more. Like
yep.
Boba Fett in Star Wars, everybody loved Boba Fett because we filled in the blanks.
I know.
And then Hellcat, she's a perfect example of a cool costume, and then she was mysterious. Then she married Son of Satan. I don't know. Oh, there you go. We're off by 9.
Yeah, I got a bunch of these in here. I'll just whip through them, but this is another one I'll defer to you on. So I had
What issue is that?
So this is 16. So this is a little mini run here. I got 16, 17, 18 eBay for pretty good price. They were in decent shape. And then these last two, this is 20 and 21 from my comic shop. Like I said, they had a 25% off a couple of months ago. They were having books. So
I
great
couldn't find
series.
those comics as a kid near me. I don't know what it was.
I don't remember seeing them either. I can't. I got to be honest with you.
I always heard about them, and then they just were never around.
Yep. This one I picked up recently. Yeah. So this is these are based on a story that writer whatever. It was an original story. But allegedly, this character is the basis for like Swamp Thing and Man Thing and some of these other because this was right before that. But I actually got the first 3 issues. The thing with this series is I think starting at issue 5, it switches over to the Mummy, and that's a pretty expensive issue. It's like the first appearance, but that a lot of I want to say the majority of those, there's not many in that series, but the majority of them are Mummy. There's some other characters.
The official title was Supernatural Chillers or something like that.
Supernatural thrillers featuring, and then you would have a
yeah, I got those in my 2 read box. I don't even remember why. I think I got like a full run of them in a garage.
Yeah,
not the best condition.
So Invisible Man is number 2, like the Worm is issue 3. I
Yeah,
don't know if you can see, but
I-
yeah, but so that's like characters like that. Um, so this is another cool one. So this is an early, this Tower of Shadows. This is issue 1. This is Jim Steranko. This is a bunch of stories in here, but Steranko did the one, this Midnight, at the Stroke of Midnight, which is on the cover.
yeah.
So he wrote and drew it. John Romita Jr. Like a lot of the old time Marvel creators in here, and there's some stories I read about this because again, I just got this recently too,
Is
or
it
within the last
reprinted of
month.
older Atlas stuff, or is it new?
No, there is original. So each book has an original story. Some of them might all be original. I only have a couple of these,
Cool.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
these
have any
are
comics.
yeah these are a lot of these are like Stan Lee did some of these, and apparently there was some clashing with him and stuff, and what they wanted to call it's crazy what you read if this stuff is true. They're arguing about what to call the story. They're arguing about what color somebody's hair should be. Like at this point, just you think they're halfway there, but um, Freedom Fighters.
Oh, I got
Um,
that. Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, this was on the Lone Star sale. These were pretty cheap
I think
a
I
few
probably
months
did it
ago.
at the same time.
Yeah, I got a bunch of these.
I don't
So
know why I have a soft spot for that comic. I don't know. Like as a
a
kid, I
lot.
didn't really like World War II superheroes, but
Yeah,
as
a
an
lot.
adult, these World War
It's
II
it seems a lot of people do. I don't know what
World War II and superheroes just go together like peanut butter and chocolate.
um what did I get here? Okay, this is
Oh,
another one I got at my comic shop. So I have a run of these I'm putting together, and every now and then I'll pick up, if I can see a bookend of one I need at the beginning or end, and this was one of them. So these books can get pricey depending on what story,
yeah.
who made an appearance and whatnot.
In
So
that collection that I bought, I think I'm only missing like 9 of Tales from
oh
Astonishing Tales and Tales,
yeah,
but the
I
ones I'm
those
missing
are
are I'll never be able to get.
those are tough to
Yeah.
come across.
Oh, Captain
Um,
Marvel, I love that run.
yeah, now this one's cool. I like this. This is an old sort of depiction of Thanos.
Yeah.
I like this. I've been starting to get into these with, probably within the last couple of months,
Is
but
that Jim Starlin?
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jim Starlin is like he
Yep.
recreated that character. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
that they are good.
Yeah. I'm like I said, these covers from like, the 70s, and here's another Captain America. This is 30. That was what, 33. This is 31. But these covers, John, from, I don't know if anybody noticed this, and maybe somebody can comment, but I, in the older books, like I'll say from like I'll just say like mid 70s to like mid 80s, it seemed like the covers on Marvel books, to me, this is my opinion. I don't know if anybody else notices this. They sort of stand out a little more to me because while there's writing on them, the title and stuff. When I look at DC books of the same era, there's too many word bubbles on them, it seems, and I think it takes away from the cover. There's like too much dialogue, especially like the old Batman. Like hey chum, or it'll be some weird thing on a cool cover, with like something going on, but it just doesn't seem like Marvel did too much of that stuff. Their covers were more, for the artist essentially,
Oh,
more art centric. But
I don't know enough about the old DC
yeah,
pre-crisis to really comment because to me, Silver Age DC I really don't like. I love Golden Age DC.
yeah.
I love Golden Age Marvel, but I love Silver Age Marvel obviously. But
To me, it's my favorite.
there
Yeah,
was just so many hokey things going on.
I know.
DC really was like it was almost like a fiefdom, because then they have those war comics that I'm realizing were very, adult, meaning,
Sure.
quality. And then at the same time, they would have like, Batman flying to different planets because somebody stole his cape or something. You know what I mean? A monkey with superpowers fighting Superman. Oh, there you go. That's
Yeah.
Todd
So
McFarlane, right?
Yeah, I believe this is his first. This is the starts the run of him 298. I think there is a. This might be. Oh no, it's 299. I was going to say. So what's interesting is this. Yeah, I believe this starts the McFarlane run. So 299 is essentially like a cameo appearance of Venom, right? And everyone, claims 300 is is Venom's, but McFarlane himself in interviews actually has said that 300 that he considers 299 the first appearance. I mean, he's got words in an actual,
Well, just
he's
like
got dialogue in the book,
everybody
but
says Hulk 181 is the first Wolverine, when really it's
yeah,
Hulk 180
right.
because Wolverine's on the last panel.
But this is issue 301. I did not have this issue. What's interesting about this is the exact same cover as issue 300. He just painted it different. It's just colored differently. It's the exact same cover as issue 300, 301. Instead of that, everybody's seen that cover, but these are essentially the same cover. So this was my comic shop purchase.
Everybody in the comments, could you introduce yourself? I'm just curious. It just makes, we sound good. Just sometimes I wonder if we're talking into the void. What else you got there?
So I got a couple
Oh,
more tales. Yeah, suspense. I
that
got
truck.
76 and 77 here. This book is actually in really decent shape. I mean, I don't really generally look, I mean, I don't really care if books are, it's not really my thing, but it's a bonus if it is.
Yeah,
Um,
I like my comics to be the best
yeah,
shape as possible, but
yeah, but I'm not going to
there's
go
a limit
overboard
that
on
I won't buy.
price.
Some of them look.
Correct. Yeah.
Thank you, Warduke.
So this another,
Warduke says, "Great audio, great lighting,
yeah.
bad content."
Uh, Avengers Annual number 10. I don't
Oh
remember why I
yeah,
picked this up. Did you showcase? Maybe I got this because of you. I don't
yeah.
remember if you.
I'll take
Yeah,
credit for that one. But that is a good
yeah.
comic. That
I
Michael
know.
Golden, Chris Claremont,
Yep, yep, yep.
first appearance of Rogue.
Correct. That's why. Yep.
Yeah,
I think that was the reason. So this
yeah. I did a little
I
like Carol Danvers like theme for a month. There you go.
yeah.
What
So
number is that?
this is 21. It's
Yeah,
not really
I
a
think I don't have that one. My Amazing Spider-Man run starts with, I think, 25. I've got
okay.
25.
So I essentially have issue 100 through 300. I don't have 129. I don't have the first appearance of the Punisher. But below 100, I have a pretty good spattering here of all around. But I do have issue 20, which is the Scorpion. That was my earliest Spider-Man. But this one was too good of a price to pass up, so I picked it up. And it was probably good because it's not really a key or anything like that in terms of why somebody would. And there's a little bit of scribble somebody had
Oh
on the
yeah.
front, but the book is really is
I,
really
I open up a comic book and it says like Joe Smith.
yeah, right. It's
Thanks,
better on the
Joe.
inside than on
Yeah.
the cover, I guess. But all
Warduke,
right. So
what do you
this
think of the bike again? I don't understand the comment. He
the
said
bike
bike.
again. Oh, I don't know.
The only
I
bicycle
wasn't.
story I remember is I borrowed my friend Tommy's bicycle and I went to the comic book store and then walked home. I told that story and
Yeah.
got Tommy's bicycle stolen.
So
Blue
this was
Beetle
one of the yeah, this is one of the ones I had
with the
in the
head.
picture. Yeah, so there's 5 of these in this particular run. This is Ted Cord.
Yep.
These are also hard to find.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
try
have
to
all the. I think I have everything but the first appearance of Blue Beetle.
put these together. At
Those are
least
good.
this run anyway. So yeah,
Oh, you
I
said
love the Blue
the
Beetle.
bike raffle. Yeah, that little batter on the top of the comic drives
Oh
by.
yeah. The
Yeah,
10-speed racer. Yeah, I know what he's
did
talking
anybody
about.
win? I've been asking for. I've been asking for 30 years. Did anybody win? Did anybody win that $2,500 on the top of X-Men 137?
No.
You know. Oh, that is a good, interesting story about that. I always was like, why did they make that Iron Man Submariner #1 and then never followed it
It's
up with the #2?
well,
It
this
was
is before their own story, their own
right
comics, I
because
believe.
that
Yeah,
was going to
this,
be the last issue of Tales of Suspense. It was already
yeah.
made and done as Tales of Suspense, but then that distribution deal was over. But that
Okay.
was already so they just made one issue because it was already made rather than redo it. and then they went with Iron Man #1, and I think Submariner they continued the numbering, or did Submariner go to #1 also?
I
I
don't
think
know. I have a
Submariner went to
couple.
#1 also.
Yeah, this book is weird. I mean, sometimes I see this. I've seen this at like some shows and stuff locally. It can be very expensive, but some people, I don't know why. I mean, it's one book. It's kind of like a one shot essentially.
Yeah,
I know there's nothing really major happening in the book. It's just it's a cool cover. It's old, and it is what it is.
it, it,
So, second appearance of the Vision.
yeah.
I got Avengers is not a book I collected actively.
Oh, really?
Growing up, no. There's few characters I did not, or a few books I did not collect. This was one of them. Um, but from time to time, if I see one and it's a good price, and I know something about it, I'll pick it up. And this was one of those
Yeah.
instances where,
Avengers and
um,
Fantastic Four were my two comics growing up.
yeah,
Like by
I
hook or by crook, I was getting those two comics.
uh, last I think Spider-Man
Oh,
in here. So this is issue 71, right? I think you've mentioned this before.
right, and
You know,
Quicksilver.
any anytime you see two superheroes fighting, it's generally a dumb misunderstanding. It seems like Spider-Man is always one of them, but
Yeah, well,
um,
Spider-Man was always kind of like the bad luck hero, and then
yeah,
Quicksilver was always a jerk, you
yep,
know, an arrogant. And I like the way they explained it later. He goes, "What?" He goes, "My senses and reactions are so fast." He goes, "Just imagine living your life on the line for the DMV." And I think about that quote a lot because I work at the airport, and
okay,
they closed a couple of the entrances. So I'm walking to work with all of these people who are getting off the airport with their luggage, and I'm trying to get to work, and they're blocking the exit, and they got baby stroll, and I'm like, just move, But I got my work shirt on. I can't push people, and I'm like, ah, I'm like, now I know how Quicksilver feels.
yeah, right. Next here, so this is what is this? This is the 87 run of Justice League. I just picked up a few of these.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm just filling in holes.
those
Nothing,
were those were fun.
nothing crazy here. Exactly. Fun books, easy
The problem is
reads.
they got so popular that they started doing like all the spin-offs, and the quality just dipped.
It's too hard to keep up. I
and
mean,
and if you're a person like me trying to put them in correct order, that is a logistical nightmare to put those, because it starts off with Justice League America, then it's Justice League International, and then it goes back to Justice League America, then another
and that's
comic
what
book
those
comes out,
were.
Justice League. Oh my
Yep,
god.
and
Yeah,
that's what
it's crazy.
those were.
Is
So
that Hunter on the
this is
cover?
this is 107 Mystery in Space. No, this is Ultra, the
Oh,
multi-alien. Yeah,
oh,
this is a Hawkman Adam Strand. This is so this is another one I had sort of a hole in
that's a
my
character that
run.
I just said I don't know anything about when I do those DC universe.
So, you know what's weird about this series? This is the one that ran like in the 50s and then it stopped for like 20 some years and they picked up the numbering.
Yeah,
This is that series. So if you were to go to like, like my comic shop, you would see like, as you're scrolling through the issues, you'll see where it breaks and where it picks
yeah,
up.
they did that with Howard the Duck. They just
Okay.
canceled, and they brought back on the numbering.
So here's a couple more for my
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this cover. What's he doing in space? I love it. It's so great. I I just I can't get enough of this stuff.
Do you like the
But
TV? Are the guy who
oh
wrote?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm all over that. Um all right. This is actually number 2.
There you go.
I actually got this on my comic shop during the sale. I think I don't remember what I paid, but I know it was more than I typically would. But I got a pretty decent run of this, actually. I don't have, obviously I don't have the Blade issue, and I probably never will at this point until the market crashes. And even then we'll see. But yeah, I this is another. I mean, I like I like this. This kind of horror is it's easy to read. I mean, it's not, I don't want to call it like simple, but it's simple to follow, I guess.
Well,
Um,
I remember Marv Wolfman. He was the writer, and it was
yeah,
Gene Colan. Gene Colan lobbied
correct.
to get that. Marv Wolfman said he didn't know what to do. If you read the first 14 issues, it was all over the place, and then around issue 15, it became a cohesive story. with subplots and like a typical Marvel, but it really was like, like this guy's a good guy, this guy's a bad guy, now this guy's dead.
Yeah.
So you didn't know who it was almost like a like an anthology series with Dracula as the common thread, and then
Yeah, he's
then
the
it became like a series with. It's an interesting thing. Borduke wants to know who is Godzilla fighting.
yeah, it does look like a Shogun. It does. I don't think it is, but it does look like a Shogun.
Is it Red Ronin?
I don't. Is it Red Ronin? Maybe.
Because
Maybe it is. I have the rest of them behind me. I think Red
Red
Ronin
Ronin
is.
was like a guy who fought the Shogun Warriors, but it was made
Yeah.
up by Marvel, so Marvel has the rights to him.
These are okay. These are John Byrne, Terry Austin. These are the first four of the Superman series they did. Again, I think these were in the dollar
Yeah,
thing back then.
yeah,
So
they printed so many of them.
yeah, but I didn't have these actually. So I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
the first 3 or 4 issues were John Byrne, Terry Austin too.
What do I have here? Okay, so these are some old Hulk issues that I picked up from my run too. So I have a pretty good run on the Hulk, but I have from when it switched over from Tales to Astonish with him and Submariner, and I have some earlier ones with Giant Man, but then when it picks up. But these are some just stuff I'm filling in, basically filling in my
Hulk,
my
I
collection.
got it. I like what you know how it is when you go on a trip. Your parents buy you a comic book to shut you up. Back then, it's I guess now you hand your kid a phone or something like that. But back then, we stopped at the store. My parents. So that's the only way I got Hulks because I was to me the Hulk was
Okay.
a monster. But now I'm nostalgic for my old Hulk comics.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's a great character.
Yeah,
All right, these I picked up on that app. So this is the first 3 issues of when it started over into the Empire Strikes Back.
what
So
number?
this is 39. It's going to be 39, 40, and
Wow,
41.
it was
Yeah,
39 before they did Empire Strikes Back.
yeah. So it was what, 6
Here,
issues for the Star Wars movie, and then 39 was, so there was 30
oh,
some
I quit
issues.
Star Wars way before because I think I only made it up
Yeah.
to 14.
There's a great cover with the Falcon on
Yeah.
there. But so the issue after this is the one 42 is the one with the bounty hunters with Boba Fett, which is the expensive one. So I've seen it anywhere from 80 to 100 upwards. I
Oh
mean, it's
no.
crazy what people want for it. But yeah, these are the first 3 of the in the Empire Strikes Back. So and Darth Vader's lightsaber is the right color. So
Yeah.
there's
No need for
they
me to take out magic
nope.
and fix it
They
like I
got
did.
that right. This was a 7-Eleven book, a one shot. This is like maybe 81. I don't know if this was a giveaway. I don't remember where I
I
got
don't
this.
recall ever seeing that. What's the official title of that?
So it's called it's basically, you can search for this on my comic shop, but it's a Marvel Comics, collector's edition, whatever. Spider-Man, Captain America, Spider-Woman, and the Hulk. There's like puzzles in here. There's like there's a half of a page of Captain America, and you color in and fill in the rest if you want. Nobody did it in this book. There's like a connect the dots with Spider-Woman. There's goofy stuff, but there is 2 stories, with these 2 and the other 2. But
Do you remember the Marvel Fun and Games book?
I saw you did a showcase
Yeah, I
on
did a
that,
show.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I do, but I don't. Like you were showing some stuff in there, and I thought I remembered it, but it's funny looking at the cover. I couldn't, like I
Yeah.
couldn't remember. I don't know if,
I remember
like I
I
said,
put that had my pencil and I did them all. Then I rebought them because I think I don't know what it was, but a bunch of comic books disappeared as a kid. I guess that happened to everyone.
yeah. Oh, I boxes went missing. I mean, I don't know what to tell
So
you.
War Duke went to New York City back in the 80s. He had a couple of one of him was
Yep.
fighting. He was looking under every bridge, yeah, to see if he could find Spider. That's cool. I guess you live out there in Ohio too, so
Yeah, we're in
I
the
guess
Cleveland area.
I take I take New York City for granted. I guess
Yeah.
Marvel Age. I have them all, but I've never read them.
This is so there's a character in here called the Phone Ranger who made his first appearance, and supposedly he's in that Loki show
The
on
Phone
Disney.
Ranger.
Yeah, it's his first appearance. I actually wrote that down, but this is actually the second appearance of Silver
You
Sable.
write stuff on the back of the comics?
No, there's it's on the board. I put it
Oh,
on the board so I would know, because I'll forget. This is the only
but
issue I have of
you
this.
physically write that on the board of
No,
comics?
no, no. I printed it out, and there's a little piece of tape on the back of the
Oh,
board. Yeah, I was a little meticulous about some of that stuff, but
go ahead. Warduke says he has a question. Go ahead. What's your question, Warduke? Get you off the next comic. He'll probably tickle off typing.
he's gun shy. So this is another series I'm collecting, putting together. DC Comics presents.
Yeah, that was a good run.
Yeah, I like these two. So this is what 34 and 35. So this one's Superman Shazam, and then this one is Superman and Man Bat. So again, these are just filler books. Like I said,
Yeah, I like the DC Comics presents. They were fun.
I agree.
Did you get the one that with the DC Comics present? I showcased it with Superman and Swamp Thing.
Uh,
Oh,
if it's below that number, then I
I
probably
don't
have
know
it.
what number
Yeah.
that you know.
You did a Shazam too, I think, a while back.
I,
Superman and Shazam.
I think so.
Um,
And if I remember correctly, that was Gil Kane drawing it, or I don't know.
I believe you're right. That one of those issues is Gil Kane. I think it's the second
Indiana
one.
Jones. This is a comic I irrationally hated as a kid. I bought the first issue just because I had to get every number one.
Yep.
And then somebody, I don't know if it was you, maybe it was Warduke, but somebody
Warduke. Yeah, it
like
was Warduke.
asked for requests, and now I'm like, these are great comics. These are fun comics. I
But
really like
yeah, I'm gonna try to put this run together. I love this. I love these covers. I mean,
it.
Raiders was
The only thing I think is funny is just like like I think there's like 6 issues in a row that it's just one day. Like, boy, that it's like the timing is off. Like Indiana Jones escapes one adventure, gets an airplane, and then the next issue the airplane crashes, and it's a whole nother. It's like poor guy never even got to go to sleep.
So here's one for you.
Oh, that is a good one, Claw.
Yeah, the Claw. This might be his second appearance or so. I don't
What number is
remember.
that?
This is 56. So this is an early.
That is when that's probably one of the high peaks of Fantastic Four. That was Jack Kirby, I think, at one of his best.
This is right after Black Panther made his first appearance. This is a couple issues after that.
Like from Fantastic Four 40 to 60, and then I'll say like Thor 150 to 170 was amazing. That was Jack Kirby at the height of his powers.
Yeah. I pulled out
asking, how fictional are the New York City landscapes that you see in the old Amazing Spider-Man books? Well, I mean, the Daily Bugle building is made up, but I mean, the Avengers Mansion is really the Fripp Museum. The Fantastic Four building, I think it's really they used to call it the Merchant Building, and I worked in that building for 5 years, and I think they picked it because that was the original headquarters for Marvel. Matter of fact, I'd go in there to repair stuff, and there would be old Marvel statues that the porters would they stole them and hid them, and then they retired and forgot about them. But so I don't know what landscape you talk about. Like the Brooklyn Bridge is real, the Empire State Building is real. They're real. Like a lot of those statues and stuff. The Fripp, FRIPP. There's a Fripp Mansion, which is the Avengers Mansion, and then it's also a museum. I think it was one of those like robber barons that their original homes. It's one of like the only mansions still in Manhattan. I took a picture of it. If you look at my community posts and scroll back, you'll see a picture of it. Because I walked by it every day for like a year, and then literally on my last day before getting transferred, I just happened to take a picture. If I waited one more day, I wouldn't take a picture. Yeah.
He likes the water towers on top of the buildings.
Oh,
the comics.
Yeah. If you want to see what New York really looks like an unvarnished, dirty, Brooklyn
Hell's
Queens,
Kitchen.
Manhattan.
Yeah, right.
look at
Frank Miller.
I showed the Daredevils.
Yeah.
Because Frank Miller, he wanted to capture the unpleasant, dirty sides of the city, and he went and he would go up on buildings and draw all those water towers and antennas and everything. And it's funny because you don't really see that from ground level. That was a guy.
Nope.
He probably went up and probably had barbecues on the top of buildings, but that's the Manhattan, the clean skyscrapers. That's only like 21st Street to like 50th Street, but the rest of Manhattan is is Gotham City. Is Hell's Kitchen real? Yes, Hell's Kitchen is real. Although
Yeah, it's an
now they
area.
yeah
Yeah.
now they call it Clinton, and you
Oh,
couldn't afford
really?
it. You couldn't afford it right now. So, but Hell's Kitchen in the '70s. Go watch Taxi Driver. That was Hell's Kitchen. It was a bad, scary area, and now it's called Clinton or Clinton Hill or something like that. We couldn't afford there. we couldn't afford to live there. The
Inflation.
Fox. What company is
Yeah,
that?
this is Dark Circle. Um,
Okay, okay.
this is 2015. So I picked up the first issue a while ago and I read it months ago, and I didn't have the other issues. So when they had that sale, I went and got it's 5 issue series. So I went and got the rest of them. So this is issue 1. Um,
I don't think I have that, but I really do like
yeah,
the
so this is pretty
pretty.
cool. It's about a guy. He's kind of like a vigilante type character. What's unique about and he's What's unique about his situation in the first issue I read is so he's got a wife and a child, not a young child, but a son. They actually know what he does. Like they know he's a crime fighter at night. And I think his son is gonna like something happened to him in the first issue. I guess I won't spoil it. I mean, if you're gonna
Is
read
that
it, like I
Michael
said,
Olding? Is that his name? The art.
yeah, it's well, it's actually Mark Wade, I believe, who's the artist on here.
Well, Mark Wade's a writer. I don't think he drew.
Uh, Haspel is the guy's name.
Okay.
Um, the Fox was what I say 2015. Dean Haspiel was the guy, but
I think I have those. I don't know.
yeah, supposed to be an ongoing, but like I said, it was only yeah, no, it's written by Mark Wade is what it said here. So yeah, I don't know, but it's only 5 issues. Just be warned, if you do go to look it up, there is multiple covers, so you'll
Yeah,
have
maybe
you'll
that's why I think I don't have it because you probably have a
yeah.
different cover than me.
But that was like I said, that was one I wanted to. I definitely wanted to showcase that one because that was a unique one. I did pick up 2 covers. Speaking of New York City, I picked up 2 Submariner books in a lot that on that app. So this is like him as the cartoon, but the
Yeah,
picture in the background is actual. You know, like it's you see how
yeah, it's an old photograph.
it's
Yeah,
like he's superimposed on it. And then
I
that was
hated.
issue 7, and then
I
issue
hated.
8.
They did. Jack Kirby did that a lot in the.
Yeah,
I hated that.
but
That's a
this
great.
kind of reminds me of the Fantastic Four 112 with Thing and the Hulk, but with Thing and Submariner. Very similar, with the black cover, very similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was like a 2 book deal, and I didn't collect Submariner, but for a black cover, it was actually in really good shape, and I know it looked pretty good. Here's a couple more Werewolves by Night. I love this cover. Um,
What issue numbers are those?
25, 24, and 25.
Yeah.
So um, it's funny. That was a series I actually went backwards. I picked up the first 3 issues, or the last 3 issues of the series, and I've been sort of going back. I do have like issue 2 and 3, I think, but for the
So,
most
so you
part,
have
I
the Moon Knight
don't.
one?
No,
No.
no,
I'm
I
s-
don't.
and I'm so mad all the speculators took that out of my
It'll
comic.
dr- it'll drop.
Yeah, I hope so.
So
I'm
this
predicting a speculator drop. There you go. Marvel
first
Spotlight.
appearance, yep, first appearance of Spider Woman. She's a
I,
great character. I love this
I thought they
character.
didn't know what to do with her. She went through so many changes.
Yep, yep.
You take a normie person who doesn't know about comics and explain them the history of Spider Woman. Watch.
I
They get back. Yeah, that's why I don't like comics.
Yeah. So this is a couple issues before that Spider Woman. This is Moon Knight's first solo story.
Yeah, I thought that was the first appearance of Moon Knight for
Yeah,
years. It probably wasn't until I think until the Werewolf by Night TV
yeah.
show came out that I found out that I
This
did.
is an awesome looking book, and it's not very expensive at all. I mean, considering, it's early. It's probably his second or third. I don't remember. I don't really care, but
Yeah,
it's a
it's his
cool
first
looking book.
solo appearance, yeah.
Yeah, but his first solo story. But yeah, so I had a couple more X-Men. Oh, there is another.
Oh, there you
There's another. Yeah, another from the Dark Phoenix run.
love.
I was missing a couple issues,
I
but
love
this
that.
was another one. I think I had that Dazzler one earlier.
That
So
Broken Record. Those are some of the best comics ever made. There you go.
yeah.
I love that run.
So
I think I did a video on that comic.
yeah, this is his first time as Adam. I know he was in Fantastic Four, as him or whatever they called him.
I think
But
he was in Strange Tales before that, right? And then
yeah,
Strange Tales.
or somewhere he was known as him, but I think
Yeah,
this is his first time as Adam Warlock. Um, but yeah, this is the first issue of that. And again, it's not, it wasn't. I mean, it's a cool cover. I mean, you got Hulk and Thor. I mean, it's a great looking comic book. I
yeah,
mean, this is kind of what I'm talking about, like with DC from the same era. You'd have like talking and stuff. Like Marvel, just to me, they just kind of knew
yeah. Let the art do
let
something.
let the cover sell the book, and it could have been the worst story in the world, but people probably would have bought it based on just looking at it. But so there's a couple more Hulk covers. So there's 144, and this is with Doom. 143 and 144. There's 143. Um, I don't know if people notice. It seems every time you get Doctor Doom on a cover, I don't care whose book it is.
Yeah, Doctor Doom's the best. I love Doctor Doom.
He sells. Yeah, I don't know why, but
Or
I mean I
Warlock
know
asked,
why.
did Warlock start as a villain? Yes, he started
Yeah.
as him, and he debuted in the Fantastic Four. I forget what issue, and it was like a group of mad scientists tried to create like a supreme being. They were going to make like a scientific supreme being. So, and he came out of that like cosmic cocoon. He had no morality. He had nothing. He was like a cosmic infant with super intelligence and powers. And Fantastic Four beat him, and he was a one and done villain. And then Kirby brought him
Yep.
back in Thor, and so he was two and done. And then they reinvented him. So like it's almost like him and Adam Warlock are two different characters.
So you've
Yeah,
mentioned this, right? You're reading this. Yep, Jeff
yeah, yeah,
Johns.
yeah.
Yeah.
I,
This
I,
is the last issue, I think. So
DC must be kicking himself in the foot because
yeah.
he wanted to do GI Robot. They said no.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna make up my own character that I
I
own.
know.
Then
This is have you read any of them yet? It's pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty
I
good.
yeah, I like them.
Yeah, and then with that Gary Frank doing the art, how can you?
Yep.
That's just
So here's an old Tales to Astonish.
yeah.
Just picking up, like I said, an old for my old back issues. I love the Hulk is great on covers. I don't know what it is. I mean, you've talked about colors of these characters, with the green and stuff like that. Like here's another one. Here's giant sized defenders. I
Have
mean,
you
I
read
could.
the original? The first six issues of the Hulk. Before it got canceled.
No, I don't. You mean the early from the
Yeah,
early?
yeah.
Yeah, I
It
don't
was
have
Steve
those.
Ditko.
Yeah,
Jack Kirby, I think, for a couple issues that Ditko took
yeah.
over.
You
That's another
showcased
one.
one of those. That's the one you said was your
That's
favorite book
my
or your
favorite
first.
Hulk of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't know what to do with the Hulk. Like it's almost
I
like
know.
every issue they changed his whole not
I
his
know.
power, but like his whole like I don't know motif.
He's a tough character to write. I mean, like I said, I don't know what it's one of those because he doesn't really talk. I mean, he
Oh,
talks,
he
but he
talked a
doesn't.
lot in the first six issues because he was
Yeah,
super intelligent. He was a scientist,
yeah,
and it wasn't until they stumbled around the rage thing, I think, where he clicked.
yeah.
And I think Ghost Rider suffered from that same thing too. They didn't know what to do with Ghost Rider for a while.
Here's another Tales of Suspense.
Who's on the cover? Is that Power Man?
This is yes, and the swordsman is in the
Yeah,
background,
the
but
original
yeah,
Power Man. Yeah.
yep. But yeah, just another, like I said, I love some of these old ones. Here's another
Oh yeah,
early
that's
Emma
Delane,
Frost. Yep.
Lane Maxwell. The White Queen.
Yep, Emma.
I
Yep.
just can't believe that people are like, oh, she's marrying Tony Stark. It's like she's a villain. She's a groomer. What do you think the Hellfire Club would do?
Exactly. Here's a newer Marvel series. So I just picked up. I actually just got this in my shipment last week or whatever. It's called Empire.
Oh, Marvel's doing
Brent,
Star Wars again?
yeah, Marvel has Darth Vader and stuff. They have a bunch of weird
Well, it
series
makes
going
sense. They're
on, but
both, right?
yeah, I don't know if I'll keep going with that, but I might. But yeah, that was something. That's
Any
right. I got
comments
that.
on the Peter David Hulk run? Do you have any comments on that?
Um,
You're more of a Hulk guy than me.
yeah, I like the old Incredible Hulk run. A lot of those issues are, and I don't know if honestly, I don't know if a lot of that stuff I really understood it as a kid. You know what I mean? Because some of that stuff, I don't want to say it went over my head, but I just like maybe I just didn't know what I was reading. sometimes, I can remember reading comics and flip and flying through them as a kid. And now when I read comics, it takes me longer because I'm actually reading,
Yeah,
and I might go
I
back and read a couple of
everything.
panels, but um, yeah, I don't, like I
I
said, I
was,
don't, I,
I'm gonna shock you. I never read the Peter David run because I got the old Hulks, and then I got the Hulk when John Byrne took over, but I never got the Peter David Hulks. I have them all now. I bought because I bought eBay runs, so I almost have a full Hulk, but I think as far as like reading them in order, I think I'm only up to like Hulk 112. You know,
okay. Oh, so you're real, they're still early on in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's so good. I'm really liking them. Oh, there you go. I had that.
Yeah, this what second series, I think. This first issue of the
Yeah,
second series. But so
I
yeah, like
love
I
that.
said, I love the character. I just,
I
for
love
whatever
swamp monsters.
reason,
I don't know what it is. When I play
yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons, I always throw in a swamp monster in it too.
I love characters like that. I am reading, so this is an IDW series right now. This is issue again, I just got this in my shipment, but this is a Star Trek series. It's kind of a mixture of characters from DS9, next gen, and I think there was somebody from Voyager, but it's I
So
like
it's that.
DS9.
Yeah, I'm going to
It's
say something controversial. My
yeah,
wife and my wife and I just watched Next Generation. I watched it when it came out, but we
yeah,
sat down and we loved it.
yeah, it's great.
Next Generation. I'm up to the second season, and we hate it. We absolutely hate. And everybody says, "Oh, it gets better and gets better." Oh my
Oh, you're
God!
rewatching it, you mean? You
No,
you
I'm
you
watching it
saw
for the
it.
first time. I never watched Deep Space Nine. I never liked the
Oh,
actors. There's something about the actors that I don't like. And
so
everybody
you and I
goes,
had the
"What's that?"
opposite experience.
Oh God, I hate it.
I
Oh my
never watched DS9 up until like 2 years ago.
no,
I
and
yeah, to
everybody
me,
loves it. People, when I tell people that, they get like aghast. I don't know. It's like a chore. I will finish it, but I put it
Worf
off the
comes
back.
in and Worf
Yeah,
comes in
Worf.
season 4.
They said
Yeah,
it gets good when what's his name, Cisco shaves his.
yeah. Yeah, that too. Well, you get Chief O'Brien from
Oh,
Next Gen. He's in there. So,
man. I tell you who I can't stand is that Dr. Bashir.
oh, he'll grow on you. He's all
He's
right.
he
Yeah,
starts he's hitting on his patients.
I know.
Oh God, it's so creepy.
He
And
grows on you.
yeah, like a fungus. Oh, Lacey Lee's here. She says I'll change my mind about. That's what everybody says.
Yep,
That's what everybody
she's
says.
right.
And it's funny because my wife and I take turns. What do you want to watch for? At dinner time we'll watch something, and every time she's like, "What do you want to watch?" She's like, "Star Trek." Like, oh
Have you
no,
watched any of the newer series like Picard or any of those? No.
no,
Yeah.
no. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm stubborn. I Star Wars. There's only six. There's only three Star Wars movies. I don't even. You know. I
I know.
I
I've
I,
I've
I
heard you
watched
say that too.
I watched Solo, and all I have to say it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Everything we knew about Star Wars, we got from the very first Star Wars movie. That's all we needed about Han Solo. You know, and then they didn't need a movie. And then I'll never forgive them for wasting the original trio. And then Carrie Fisher died, and there's no going back. So I'm done. They don't respect it. I don't respect it. So whatever.
I well, I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but Rogue One, which came out
I liked
sometime
Rogue
after
One.
Rogue One, I thought was excellent. It actually, the
Yeah,
more I see it, the more I like it. Even though it's one of those, how it's going to end, which is
right.
fine. But I thought it was excellent. I don't know why they
You want to
can't.
hear my little nitpick that drives me nuts? And you could laugh at me. Star Destroyers don't just fade out. Like they
No,
got these big engine, like I picture them like they're battleships. I picture them to be clunky and slow, and they'd be like a wake. You know what I mean? Like, so the Star Destroyer was just hovering over the planet, and it just, like, to me, there should be like ecological destruction for a ship that big landing. Like, I don't know. That's my nitpick. But other than
there's
that,
a
I liked it. What's
so
that?
one of the things that nitpicks me about Star Wars is I have if you would have asked me 15, 20 years ago, what do I like better, Star Wars, or I would have said Star Wars over Star Trek every day of the week. The gap is significantly closed now after I've watched all the Star Treks in their entirety, all the shows. And I will say one thing that bothers me about Star Wars, I like to call it's like high tech, low tech. there's points in Star Wars where you'll see somebody like out, in the middle of the desert, grilling something over an open flame, yet they have the technology to do pretty much anything they want, you know what I mean? Whereas I don't get that unrealistic, and I know this is stupid talking
I
about,
know.
but
Yeah,
but to me it's high tech, low tech. Like when it's convenient, they have what they need, and when they want to, maybe show something or not prove a point, it's not the right word, but they always seem to revert back. You look at some of the villages and this in the little places that people live, and I just go, whatever. I mean, you don't see any of that in Star Trek. It's very consistent with, you know, as it flows through the years and the
well, it's Star Trek.
technology.
That one of the things is they won't go to planets that don't have warp drive technology.
Yeah,
So
right.
to me, Star Trek is science fiction. Star Wars is science fantasy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. But
you know. But
so yeah, I don't know if you want to get wrapped up soon, but
the less controversial thing, and everybody's going to desubscribe, is I don't like Firefly. How's that?
it's okay.
Who would get
Yeah.
the pitchworks out? You know,
Yeah.
I
I
don't know.
I
I
wouldn't
watched
say I
two
don't like
episodes of
it,
it. I'm
but
like, if I wanted Cowboys, I watch Cowboys. If I, whoop,
Gabe.
did I lose you?
Oh no, you still
Okay.
there?
Yes,
Yeah.
you blinked out for a second.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Well, you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Look at that, giant-sized creatures. Yes, that's with Tigra, right?
First appearance. Yeah. This was, yeah, I got a pretty good deal on this. You know how like you go to these shows or something on a Sunday and it's like 10 minutes before close, and you'd be surprised what stuff goes for. But yeah,
Lace,
I thought this was
Lacey's throwing rocks at me for what I said about Firefly. You
uh
want to know something funny, Lacey? Is I'm making a video of the board game Firefly. I absolutely love the board game Firefly. I got all the expansions for it. It's just long, so I'm going to do a video for it. I think it's going to be for Friday. And the game, I love it so much that I'm going to go back and rewatch Firefly. So there you go, Lacey. This discussion will be to continued. I love Buffy, and I love the board game Buffy.
I never watched all the Buffies.
Yeah,
I never
they're good, goofy.
Yeah,
You know,
I
not
never watched all
don't take them
those.
too seriously. You can keep going. I was just enjoying
Have
it.
you ever have you ever watched like Farscape or any of those like
No,
Babylon
but I
5
got a guy
or
at work who keeps bugging me.
yeah. Farscape is really out there. I it takes a few episodes to get into. You got to be patient with it, but it's not bad. It's one of those shows that has contained episodes, but there's an overlying theme to the whole series
and that's
basically.
with Jim Henson's Muppets in it, right?
Correct. Yeah, and one of those
I
Muppets is
gotta watch it.
really bizarre, but
Lacey asks, is the game based on on the show? The Firefly game is playing Firefly. It's awesome. I'm going to do a showcase on it. I do
okay.
not have the Buffy game, so I can't do a showcase on it. But the Buffy game is based on the show. They're excellent. Both of the games are a lot of fun. And no, to your next question, I did not watch Serendipity. I got Serenity, whatever the hell it's called. I did not watch it, but my wife likes it. But I'm gonna give Firefly another because I like the game so much.
Well, there's not that many. I mean, there's only a
Yeah,
handful of
it
yeah.
was like 13 episodes or something like
Yeah,
that.
if that, right. And that they may have made a movie or something years later, I want to say, but I don't know
Listen,
if it
Lacey's gonna unsubscribe.
Oh yeah, Serenity, that's the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a million comic books for Serenity and stuff too. I mean,
Yeah.
IDW had a ton of those, so I mean,
This is this is the heresy right here. It's not so much Firefly that gets on my nerves. I can't stand Nathan Fillion.
oh really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just don't like him.
He's in everything now, it seems. He cameos in everything anymore.
Yeah, he was terrible, and he was the worst part of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did. You're right. He is in that. I saw that. He's one of the. Yeah.
He's like
I don't want to say it.
of
Yeah.
those weird looking things. You can show off more comments. I was just enjoying the comments.
So I think
Oh my god! I think I
this
showcased that.
you did. This is Chris Claremont. Yeah, this is series. I got all 6 of these. They were $1. I mean,
that was one of the very first comics that I got that was an adult. I remember it had like a nude scene in it, and I was like,
oh, I haven't read it yet. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. But it is Chris Claremont, I think, right? I'm pretty sure.
And it's
yeah.
Arthurian, which I loved, and Robin Hood shows up. I just love that series. Oh my god, that's such a good. And Michael Bolton artwork in it is phenomenal. That is so good. Good score. Oh,
Here's
Mr.
another.
Miracle.
Yeah, this is the second iteration of him. I like this character.
Is that Steve Englehart writing it?
It is J.D. Mateus,
Okay, I
Ian
like him.
Gibson. Yeah,
Ian
I like
Gibson.
this. I like this character. Tom
Yeah,
King did a series with Mr. Miracle recent years that was really good. Really good series. I don't know if you ever read any of that
I
stuff,
got the
but
first 6 issues, and I don't know if you watched Diversity in Comics. He was raving about it, so I picked up the first 6 issues. But I'm always, especially limited series, I always and then he just went berserk how much he hated it. So I never finished.
oh,
But I got the first 6 issues, so I have to read it. If I buy a comic, I have to read it. So
so
I'll you know.
I'm sure I got this one because of something you did, but this is
Oh,
Thunder
Thunder
Agents.
Agents. There you go.
Yeah,
What
this
number is
is
that?
so this is number 18. It's I don't know if you can tell by the thickness here, but
Yeah,
it's there's no staples. It's kind of like, like I said, like that bookshelf. It's slightly larger, not
yeah,
much. I mean, it still fits in a box, but
yeah. They were
um
quarterly, so they made them
yeah,
bigger. Yeah.
but yeah, I got
I love that series. That they
oh,
always have one Wally Wood art store, so it's amazing.
correct. They're
So good.
they're they're
I
unbelievable. I'm not going to show it because you already showcased it, but I picked up a bunch of those undersea agent books. I think you did one of those too.
I
Again, that
think
was
I showcased number one.
all
Just
yeah, that was all you. Yeah, right. That whole series was
they were
easy to
fun.
find.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
fun. Oh,
Phantom Stranger.
that's Mike Mignola. Yeah,
Yeah, I got this on eBay. Yeah, I got I think there's what 4 or 5 of these I picked up,
yeah.
but
I think it's a 4 issue series. I love that character.
yeah, he's a cool character. And to me, that's one of the things I like about DC. I think DC has a much more their secondary tier, third tier characters, I think are really cool. Like I
Oh,
love Deadman.
they
I
got
love
20, 25 years on Marvel. Really.
well, yeah, you're right. But you still got to write, you still got to write for these for these guys, give them something good. You
Yeah,
recently did a thing with Creeper too. I've been watching his first appearance. I have the first 6 issues I had of the series, but his first appearance is in that other. I forget what it is. It's in another book, but I've been watching it on eBay for a while, and I'm waiting for the guy to cave and drop or offer something. But Creeper is another character I like. That was a Steve Ditko
yeah.
creation. Yeah,
Hey Arthur,
but
how you doing? Good to see you. Love Fireflies, one of the best science fiction, and the comics weren't that bad. The New Gods were
yeah.
great. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Well, I can't because I stopped watching Firefly after 2 episodes because I don't know. But I'm gonna give it a fair shake now that I love the board game. Yeah.
Here's another. This is an early. This first appearance of Dead Man.
Oh, that's the
Um,
first appearance.
yeah, this is 205 of Strange Adventures. This is a 12 center.
Oh, cool.
But yeah,
And that's
this
Neil
is
Adams, right?
yeah, this is I think this is a late 60s. Car no, it's Carmine Infantino, I believe, is
Oh, okay.
the
I always thought Neil
yeah.
Adams created him. I guess I'm wrong.
He did a lot of the other series with I have some other series with Dead Man. I know Neil Adams is the artist on them, but this one is Carmen Infantino. I love this character. Um, I don't know why. I've always thought he was one of the coolest looking characters they had. I think I think there was I want to say there was maybe it was Neil Adams. There's a couple Dead Man series. They did one in recent years too. I don't remember who did it. It wasn't Jeff John. I can't remember now. Who was one of the main guys at DC like in the last 10 years? It wasn't Jeff Johns, but they did have a Dead Man, like a 3 issue series they did.
I know Neil Adams did one right before he died.
Okay.
He did a Dead Man series, and it was just total insanity. It was a lot of fun. The art was gorgeous, but I think that was one of the deals with DC is that he did like Batman stories. He did like yeah, I think it was a Batman story where Dead Man was a main character, because I think it was just so Neil Adams could have some original art to sell. So I don't think
Oh,
the story was really important to him.
Okay.
But I don't know who did the Dead Man series recently. If
Well, when I say recently, it wasn't it probably was in the late, 2016, 17. I think it was somewhere in there. I mean,
then
it was
I quit them both.
it
15.
yeah. But so a couple more. I think I showed what 56 earlier with the claw. A couple more. These are all in that run. I got um, four of these books right in a row. So this is 53. I think this is right after maybe Panther.
I love
Um,
that cover. I've always loved that.
yeah, 54 and then 55. This is a great cover too.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't Silver Surfer. Certain characters are made to be on covers, and Silver Surfer is one. To me, Hulk is one. Silver Surfer is another one.
Yeah,
Um,
as a kid, if I saw Black
yeah,
Bolt or Doctor Doom on a cover, that was it. It didn't matter what comic they were in. I had to get
yeah.
them. I love Black Bolt. Something about those wings. Yeah, some great comics.
So here's one. Here's one from the 90s, my
Yeah,
least favorite era of comics, but for some reason this is a very popular book. I know I just
yeah.
said
Well, he was
something.
just in the multiverse movie, the new Spider,
Yeah, but
whatever.
oh yeah, this is not Ben Riley. I forget, or maybe it is Ben Riley. But
No,
yeah,
it's not.
this is or
It's
not Ben
2929.
Riley.
Michael O'Hara, I
Yeah,
think is his name.
yeah. Sorry, but yeah, this is another. Like I said,
It's surprisingly a good comic. It was a good story.
everybody says it was good. I never read and I never collected any of those when they came
I
out at the
bought all the
time.
number ones because I had to because I was a crazy person. But
Yeah.
that was one of the few that I stuck with. Out of all the 2099s, that's by far the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good then. I don't. What else did I have? I had another. Oh, I had another Tales from Suspense. This is number 60. I think this is the earliest one I have actually of this series. Um,
Those split covers, yeah.
yeah, this is probably the oldest book I have of this series. I don't know what year this
What
was.
number is that?
Oh, 59. It's number 60. It's 1959. So,
Okay.
it's actually in surprisingly good shape too. I don't know what
Well, 1959 was the beginning of the series, but that particular comic is probably 64.
Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Correct. I don't know what I don't know how I came across this. Sometimes I notice, they give grades on the books like on my comic shop, and sometimes I get, a 5 and I'm like, man, this is really good. I can't
Well,
believe.
that's
And
because
sometimes I get a 5 and I'm like, man, this really looks like hell. It's like
they go on a 1 to 5. So if you get a 5 from them, that's like the best. They don't do a 10-point scale. You know, because I skipped comics. I'm like, it's only a 3. I don't want to. And then I'm like, oh wait a minute, that's like in the upper half.
oh, no. Yeah, I don't know, John. That's pretty much.
Okay,
I
good. Because
mean,
I'm fading now. I'm
yeah, I
old
got
so I can feel fatigue.
I
You
don't
know.
know what this is. Yeah, actually, somebody sent me this free. Actually, as
Oh,
when I bought a book, I never read this. It's an issue 1, so I was like, yeah, okay, cool. But this is like I said, I buy stuff on that What app, and I like Green Lantern, but I never really went too crazy. I know I had that other series in there. I have about 20 issues of, but
I don't like when there's more than one copy of a
yeah,
superhero. So Green Lantern. I know there's a force and their police and stuff, but
yeah,
I like it better when he's the unique hero.
sure. No, I
That's
hear
why
you.
there's 900 Spider-Mans now. It just means that Spider-Man's not special. You
Yeah,
know,
no, Peter Parker special.
if everybody's Spider-Man, then nobody's Spider-Man. As
All
to
right.
paraphrase Mr. Incredible. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
The flesh is, like I said to people, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak with me. I wake up too early, so I have to do 7 to 8, and then after 8 o'clock, it's a gamble whether I can keep my eyes open or not.
I hear you.
But thanks a lot.
We all
I
work.
feel
Yep.
bad that I pushed you back, but
No, it's great. I was able to accumulate a massive stack of books. Like I said,
and if you ever want to do it again, if you got more comics to show off, this was a lot of
oh
fun.
yeah,
I enjoyed
I
it.
always got books coming in, so
Yeah.
I'm not.
If ever I got up, I try to do Wednesdays because I got a game nights on Mondays and Thursdays.
Sure.
So, and then Tuesdays I got to do something with my wife,
Yep.
So if ever I got a hold in schedule, I'll give you a call. We'll do this again.
Sounds great.
Or Duke,
You
what
got
about you? You want to come on? You being shy?
No, he's got a ton of books. He's got two.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to
No,
close
just
out with?
yeah. No, thanks for hopefully it wasn't
Oh yeah.
too
Thank you for
boring.
coming up.
Too boring for people. Like I said, it's mostly my stuff, so you know, what I'm collecting and putting in my boxes every you know, I was gonna say every month, but it seems like more often than that.
Yeah,
But
Friday nights is organized comic book nights for me.
I do it
Yeah.
all the time. So
Lacey wants me to stream one of my game nights. I don't know. I think about it. I think about it every once in a while, but I got to ask everybody if they're interested.
what are you
You know,
gonna do? Just put a camera up in the
just
corner
put a
or
camera
something,
and
and
we'll play a
yeah,
game. Maybe we'll do like a comp, but I got to ask everybody. Of course, I'm not going to
sure.
start filming people, but that would be interesting. Lacey, come on down, play a game. Me and you will play 2-player game. All right, but I got to go. Thank you.
All right, John. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for
That was a
having
lot of
me.
fun. Thanks a lot, everybody, and
All
I'll see
right.
you tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.
We'll be watching. Bye bye.